back, everybody. So today we're going to have the third tasting of beer number 10 in my Cascade Centennial 2 hop series. What we're doing is going back to the beginning, starting with smash beers, making a whole bunch of those with different malts and different hops, and then also with two hops. Any two hops with maybe a malt, two malts, a different yeast, something like that. And I thought Centennial, Cascade are two classic hops, so why not use those first? So as I said, this is beer number 10, Centennial Cascade, first wort hopping and hops. Bottled on 926.93%. First wort hopping is when you're draining off your liquid into the boil kettle from your mash in or your mash out. You're going to add a certain number of hops in there. From what I've been reading, it's usually the late additions that you're putting in there, but I wanted to see. So beer 8 and beer 9, if you haven't checked those out, go watch those before you watch this one. But so in this one, I took the two late addition hops. So the Cascade and or 0.25 ounces of Cascade and Centennial, and I put that in when I started draining off my liquid. Then at the 60-minute point, once we hit boil, 0.25 ounces of Centennial was put in, and that was it. This is using USO5 yeast. I need to start saying that because I am starting to make a lot of different beers with different yeasts, and if I don't, we could come back to one of these and use a completely different yeast, and then I'm going to get mixed up. Maybe some other people are going to get mixed up too. So let's go ahead and pour this in here, see what we get. So using first wort hopping should lead to a more, if you want to say like, a smoother hop taste. It shouldn't be as jagged, like ups and downs. It should round out the edges and just be a smoother taste. So we do have a very white head, finger of head, which is weird because beer 8 and beer 9 did not have a head. Small medium bubbles in there. Color, lots more carbonation. I can tell bubbles, very bright yellow. I can see through it. There is some chill haze in there. This one looks more like a watery beer, like a very light pale ale. Let's go ahead and smell. A tiny bit of floral citrus, maybe a touch of sweetness from the malt, but you should get that most of the time. But yeah, not as big of a smell as I was thinking. 5 months old. You could say the aroma has went down. But yeah, just a very light floral citrus, and I think that's what we've seen in all these beers. So if you're new to Cascade or Centennial, I would say look for floral, look for citrus, look for grapefruit. Those three are going to be your primary smells and taste from those two hops, and if you like it, the hops are cheap. Buy a ton of them. I think right now, or all the ones I've been getting on Yakima Valley's website, it's $5 for a pound of each of them. So $10, you can have 2 pounds of hops. So let's go ahead and taste. A little overcarbonated, but as I said, grapefruit, citrus, floral. This one does deliver grapefruit, but it's almost like it's a lemongrass. It's like eating the meaty part of a grapefruit with some citrus, like a lemon citrus in there. A little bit of sweet malt graininess in there, but for 5 months old, for a beer that only has 2 row in it, what do you expect? This is a small gallon batch, so that 2 pounds 4 ounces is all that's in the 1.5 2 gallon batch going into the carboy. This does leave like a grapefruit rind bitterness in the aftertaste that does linger. It stays there. But that head, I'm starting to get some peaks in there. I don't think that head's going away, but it is overcarbed. It is scraping my tongue. It's really popping at the beginning. Yeah, it does taste like kind of an older beer with that sweet graininess in there, but you are getting that grapefruit citrus, lemon citrus in there, a little bit of floral. And this one does have a bigger, like that grapefruit rind citrus that I said in the aftertaste, in the back of the throat, back of the palate. It just stays there and lingers. Um, this is what I would expect a very high IBU beer to taste, not taste like, to feel like in your mouth. Like if they went to 125 IBUs or something, just a lot of bitterness. That's kind of what it tastes like to me in the back. It's just staying there and it won't go away. Some beers that have a lot of bitterness in back, maybe 10 seconds it'll go away. This is just staying there. But yeah, not a bad beer. I probably wouldn't make this to age it, if you want to call 5 months aged. Uh, but it is. It's. We'll have to see what beer 12 is like. But just using the end additions as that first wort hop, I think it has more flavor. It brings more to the table. So maybe they weren't wrong. I don't know if any of you out there have used first wort hopping and used the end and the beginning in some test batches. Let me know how yours turned out. But we will be doing a side by side. But yeah, I can see that flavor is more by using two of those hops instead of just one of them. Now that might be a test we need to do also, is using the late addition portion, only put one hop instead of two, because obviously you are going to add or introduce more bitterness, more IBUs, because those are going to be boiling longer. Or let's say anything over 170 starts adding IBUs. So the IBUs are going to be up. This does taste like the IBUs are up. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, check out some more of these homebrew videos over here. And until next time, happy brewing.